Who are the best vendors you can use right now to build business credit? That's exactly what we're going to be talking about during today's training. I'm going to map out 7 of the vendors that I think are going to carry you through the end of 2021 and into 2022. Look, these are the favorite vendors that we see are helping people right now build business credit for their EIN that's not linked to their personal social. We've helped like 40, 50,000 people through this process. We have a pretty good idea of who are good starter vendors and who to avoid. And today you're going to learn everything you need to know about the basics of building business credit, the 7 top vendors that will help you do so in 2021, the end of it and into 2022. We're also going to talk about a lot of things that business credit could do for you that you probably don't know. And we're going to talk about how to expedite this and get the fastest path to success with getting business credit for your EIN that's not linked to you personally. So Fundability, we're going to be diving in today. We're going to be mapping out the very first step of building business credit, how to do this the right way to set yourself up where you actually get approved for these vendors. I'm even going to talk to you about some vendors that, if you don't do this the right way, might require a personal guarantee or deposit, and how doing Fundability the right way can help you oftentimes get around that. We're going to talk about 7 of the starter vendors that are the best right now at the end of 2021 and into 2022 to use. We are going to talk about these vendors that are reporting that all 3 reporting agencies, how to get more payment experiences and build business credit faster because you're actually able to get credit with vendors that report to multiple reporting agencies. We're going to talk about the exact underwriting requirements for every single source. So you are going to know these steps to actually get approved. And we are going to talk about how to get around a lot of the requirements that these places have, like revenue, like time in business, to actually be able to come in and succeed. And we're going to talk about monitoring your reports. I'm even going to teach you how to get free business credit reports during this training. We're talking about disputing errors on your credit reports to making them very high quality, to helping you get the most money at the best terms. Now, if you are staying to the end of this training, we are going to get you a playback of this event. We're going to get you 30 days of free business credit monitoring with Dun & Bradstreet, with Experian, and with Equifax as well. And I'm going to get you access to a no-cost consultation where we could talk to you about what's going on with your fundability, how to improve it, get your business credit reports at no cost, review those, get tips and tactics to build your business credit, and how to qualify for funding as well. Now, if you're just coming in, let me know where you're coming from. Bismarck Sanchez, hello. Thanks for tuning in. Always like to see where you're actually tuning in from. Okay, so for those that don't know me, I've got 20 plus years in the financial industry. I speak about business credit worldwide. I'm the author of 2 of the best-selling books on corporate credit or business credit building and consumer credit called Perfect Credit and Business Credit Decoded. You've probably seen me a lot of places, including radio, podcast. I've been featured in Forbes, Inc., and Entrepreneur magazines as well. And I am blessed enough to oversee the largest business credit partner division in the country. Basically, about 50 to 60% of loan brokers you run into on the street are actually using our services behind the scenes that they're offering to customers. They're just doing it white label through us. So we manage thousands and thousands of brokers and partners out there offering business credit. And I tell you this because you have to have an idea of what you're doing if you're not just helping people build business credit, but you're helping people help other people offer business credit. Now, a little bit about Credit Suite. We've helped over 42,000 business owners. Really, it's closer to 50,000. I need to update this slide. Through the process of building business credit and getting financing. Ranked best entrepreneurial company in 2018 by Entrepreneur magazine. 2019 and 20. One of the fastest growing companies in the country per Inc. magazine. A+ rated with a BBB. And we didn't pay them for accreditation. We earned it because we don't have complaints. Hundreds of reviews online, and you'll see video reviews on our website as well. Plus, again, with Credit Suite, you can see that we're featured in a lot of different places, including radio shows, TVs, and podcasts. We'll take a 30-second break. Okay. So let's dive in and talk a little bit about bonuses. We talked about staying to the end of the training, so we'll talk a little bit more about if you're in the right place. So if you're just looking to get started building business credit, then that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today is the basic steps to get going. If you've tried to build business credit, been frustrated, been turned down, not had the results, we're going to talk about what causes the problems of building business credit and how to fix those to actually get approved and to get approved faster. If you want to build business credit that gets reported to Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, Experian, build those credit profiles, use those to qualify for financing. We're talking about that today as well. And if you have anywhere from 3 years in business to no time in business, we're talking about how you can still get approved, even though a lot of these sources say that you have to have 3 years in business. And if you don't want to waste your time applying for credit that you cannot get approved for, we're going to talk about that as well today. So let's talk about business credit a little bit and the basics of why does it matter. And again, if you're tuning in, let me know where you're from. I always like to say hello. And I know Maryland is in the house. K Notary Services, thanks for chiming in. I always like to say hi. So make sure you tell me where you're coming in from. So why does business credit even matter? Well, there's actually a lot of different ways you can get financing, right? But a lot of them are based on you offering some kind of collateral, you leaning on your personal credit, whether that be yours or somebody else's. You're relying on your cash flow, which is tough if you're a startup or you have problems verifying that cash flow or aren't managing your bank account in a pristine way. Or you selling equity in your business, right? Angel investing, venture capital, things like that. Or maybe you're going a different route like crowdfunding or grants that just take actually a lot of time to actually come in and be able to get approved for. Okay. With business credit though, it's definitely different. You don't have to put up collateral. It's unsecured credit, which means it's not secured by any kind of collateral. You don't have to have good personal credit either in order to get approved. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you today how to get business credit when there's no personal credit check whatsoever. Okay. And we're going to avoid inquiries on the personal credit report. There's kinds of financing where one inquiry can cost you $25,000, $30,000 in funding. We don't want that, right? So we want you to get max funding, which means we need to only use our personal credit when it's needed, necessary, absolutely have to do it. Building business credit, getting business credit cards at retailers, Visa card, MasterCard, auto financing, fleet credit, none of this requires credit checks if you do it the right way. So I'm going to show you today how to do it the right way where you can avoid these inquiries that could cost you tremendous amounts of funding if you don't avoid them. And we're going to talk to you about how to keep safe your personal credit reports and scores by building business credit instead. Now, with business credit, you don't need to have any kind of cash flow to get approved. You can get it as a brand new business. You can be a startup and get approved. You don't need to sell any piece of your business like you do equity financing, like equity crowdfunding or venture capital or angel investing. You're selling equity in your business. You don't have to do that with business credit like you do with other kind of financing. So also what's nice about business credit is you can get results and get retail credit within only a couple of months, 2 to 3 months if you do this the right way. I'm going to teach you shortcuts today. Each step builds on the last. So as you're building business credit step by step by step, it opens up more tiers of credit, more tiers of financing. So the more you go down this process, the more amounts and types of money basically become available for you. You don't have to write up complicated grant proposals or crowdfunding campaigns. You don't have to micromanage crowdfunding campaigns. And you don't have to deal with, a lot of the problems that are dealt with crowdfunding campaigns, grants, all these type of things that compete with a bunch of people to be able to get approved. So how do you do this? Well, it starts with Fundability. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Let me give a shout out. Hello. What is up, Florida? What we doing today? I love it. Thanks for coming in. Clayton, thanks for coming in from Texas. Does spending more with vendors in tier 1 give you more credit in the future? It kind of does. We're going to talk about that today. It's very important. I might even show you some commercial credit reports and show you how this works. Father Trap, thanks for tuning in from Orlando. Just got off the phone for my consultation. Awesome, man. Thanks for giving us a call. K-Tex is in the house from Texas. Missouri City is in the house. Lamont signing service down here in Florida. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. All right, so how do we start this? Well, look, here, think of it like this. I don't care if you're getting a loan, a credit line, or a credit card. The lenders, the credit issuers, you go apply through computers. The computers give you automated approval, right? Would tell you amount you're approved for, or that dreaded message you'll hear by mail in 7 to 10 days. It almost always results in a decline letter, right? So these computers are underwriting these applications in milliseconds. And in a lot of cases, they're not looking for qualifications like you'd think. It's not your income. It's not your revenue. It's not your credit score. They're just looking to make sure you legitimately first have a legitimately structured business. Is your business even a real business? First of all, this is done for a couple reasons. The majority of applications lenders and credit issuers get are bogus. They're fraudulent. They're fake. So these computers are designed to make sure the application is legit. And the second thing is they're just looking for what they call qualified businesses. And qualified businesses is like a legit business, not a hobby, not a side hustle, right? Not that there's anything wrong with side hustles, but that's what lenders and credit issuers are looking for. You and my job today is to understand what lenders and credit issuers are looking for so we can give them what they want and get what we want, which is credit and financing. We want to get approved. So in order to do that, we got to understand what they want and give it to them. This is fundability. Fundability is basically your ability to get money from the system, the banking system, the alternative lending system, private investors. If you want to get money, period, from the system, whether it be private investors or institutions, okay, then you need to understand what they're looking for and meet that criteria. We call this fundability. Now, some of the basics of fundability, get a DUNS number with Dun & Bradstreet. You're going to see many vendors I'm going to show you today are going to want this. You can go to creditsuite.com/DUNS. You don't even have to put the DUNS in the dashes here, just creditsuite.com/DUNS, DUNS. Okay. And if you do that, then that will actually get you a quick link to Dun & Bradstreet's DUNS number application. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes to fill out. You should have your business entity set up, your address, your phone number all before you do that. Doesn't cost any money. They will call and try to sell you stuff like their credit builder that you don't need. So if you don't ever want to be sold by Dun & Bradstreet, don't take their phone call. They'll never call you for any other reason than to sell you something. So if you don't want to be sold by them, then just don't take their call and you'll be able to get the DUNS number for free. You need an EIN number with the IRS. Yes, you can have a business without it. If you're a sole proprietor, you don't need an EIN, but you need an EIN because lenders and credit issuers just do not take you seriously at all if you don't have this. And you can go to irs.gov to get it. You need to have the right NAICS code. You don't want to be seen as being in a high-risk industry. The vast majority of business owners that are put in high-risk categories are not high risk. They're just giving the wrong industry code to the lenders and credit issuers. They're not giving a code to lenders and credit issuers. They're just telling a roundabout general idea of what they do. And then lenders and credit issuers are choosing their own code because they're not sure of the specific industry. And again, we do a lot of training specifically on this when we talk about fundability. So we're not going to dive in deep today, but you can go to NAICS.com, and NAICS.com, you can see the actual industry NAICS codes and you can choose the right code that's best applicable to your business. So NAICS codes and SIC codes were really created for the government, amongst others, to categorize like what your business is. Now, NAICS stands for North America, and there's a reason for that because Canada uses this as well. So does the United States. Even Mexico is using these codes for all of us to understand what industry or sectors businesses are in. It used to be an SIC code. Then, digital came on, right? The internet came around. All these new industries are formed. So now we have these NAICS codes. So the problem is when you go tell your bank you're in consulting, then the banker has to choose which of these codes best fits your businesses. They typically choose a high risk code, and then you're treated high risk for the rest of your days when you don't even know what happened. So you need to choose this code. And when you apply for loans and credit, you need to tell them when they say what industry, you need to say, I'm in software publishing services, NAICS 851368. You need to say exactly what your NAICS code is per NAICS.com. And then you also need to give them the actual code so there's no discrepancy between what industry you're really in and what they think you're in. Okay, you need to have a professional website, professional email address, Gmail, AOL addresses. Those don't work. Okay, I will tell you, this just happened to me 2 weeks ago. We are getting ready to spend money for PR, for public relations. We've never done this before. We're going to do some PR campaigns. And so a company solicited us right at the right time. They're selling what we're buying at the time. And I look at the owner's email, and he emailed me from a Gmail email address. So I responded to him and I said, listen, you hit me at the right time. We're getting ready to drop a lot of money on PR. And just so you know, I won't do business with you because you're soliciting through a Gmail email address. I lost all credibility with you just because, or you lost all credibility with me just because you're doing that. So having a Gmail or AOL doesn't just cost you business credit financing, it costs you business as well. And I can give you multiple examples where I've chose to not spend a lot of money with companies because they're soliciting me through a Gmail address. So make sure your domain and your website match. Don't use Wix or Wobbly, the ones where you don't own the URL. Get your URL. Your URL should be your company name, and your email address should be a play off that. So my email is info@creditsuite.com. Our website's creditsuite.com. The two things are congruent. So some things to keep in mind there as you're actually going through this process. Okay. The other thing is you need to get a separate business phone number. It could be a voice over IP, a Ring Central type of number. It could be a Freedom Voice, but it needs to be a separate number for your business, not a mobile or home phone. Lenders and credit issuers can tell if you're using a mobile or home phone. You don't want that. It doesn't make you look credible. So you got to get a business phone number. You got to set up a separate business bank account. Just the fact that you have a business bank account helps a couple credit scores that are related to this. And it also starts to establish a history for you that you can get all kinds of financing from. Plus, when you build business credit, you'll also see here some of these sources want bank references. You're not going to have a bank reference if you don't have that bank account set up. And then, of course, don't commingle personal and business funds. If you can get a business license, get one. A lot of lenders and credit issuers really love it when you actually do that. Now, go back here and say hello to Atlanta. You're in the house. And also Frank, thanks for coming in. Just getting started. I look forward to working with you. In our chat, our team is dropping in irs.gov links, naics.com links. So if you're monitoring the chat, the links I'm telling you to go to are being dropped there as well. And you're saying, can I cancel my current credit service for business to transfer with you? Absolutely. Give us a call and we'll find out how much you're paying now. If it's pretty equivalent, you might be better to stay where you are, but we don't want you. Normal credit monitoring is $250 a month. It's only $24 a month with us. So if you're paying considerably more, we can help you through that process. Give us a call. Our phone number's on the bottom of a lot of our slides here. And listen, if you're watching this and getting value, I only have one ask. Hit the like button and love button. So, on my screen with StreamYard, I can actually see how many likes and loves I get. And it tells me that I'm on the right track, telling you the kind of stuff that you're wanting to know. So if you don't mind, hit the like button, hit the love button. If you really love what I'm doing and talking about here, then share so we can help as many people as possible. Okay, so remember, getting funding is all about legitimacy, and that's what fundability is, right? It's also about giving your prospects this credibility as well. And it's very important as we get into 2021, the end, and we get into 2022, that we build this legitimate, credible business to make it easier for us to get credit financing, and it's easier for us to be able to appeal to prospects as well. So look, we are going to go in and talk about 7 of the top starter vendors that are out there today. Very important for a couple reasons. First of all, it's estimated that 97% of trade vendors do not report the credit they give your business. So what happens here, and I'll give you an example. My buddy John owns a media station. He does PR, radio ads, etc., works with all the biggest media stations. Well, he had a credit line that got called due. The lender wanted the credit line back. They said, pay off whatever's on the credit line. We're closing it down. Your business credit's bad. We looked at his business credit. It wasn't bad. It just didn't exist. In my world, the business credit world, they will give you bad scores even if you have absolutely no credit. And that's exactly what happened to John in this world, okay? And John said to me something a lot of people said. He said, I don't understand how I have no credit. I have credit I pay all these media companies all this money every month. How can I have no credit? That is the problem a lot of us deal with as entrepreneurs. We're paying vendors that give us credit to use with them, but they don't report it 97% of the time. So we think we're building our business's credit, but we're not, because none of these vendors report. So we've got to get access to vendors that will report. The problem is, of the 3% of all vendors that report, maybe 2% of those 3% actually can be used as real starter vendors. They will give you credit when you have none. So there is a super, super small percentage of actual vendors that can fit into the starter vendor category. It's why so many people are on this training today and will continue to pour in, because these things are hard to get. And when you find one like Quill that you think is awesome, you come to find out Quill's not really a starter vendor. You go spend money with them only to find out they don't report. So these vendors come and go so quickly that you've got to find ones that report, that will give you credit when you have none, and can be real starter vendors. But then you got to make sure those are actually the current ones, because they come and go so quick. And people ask me this all the time. Why don't we publish a list of these vendors? Because it changes daily. Like literally it changes every day. My email, I get notified of all the changes that take place every day from our data team. And it's significant. We couldn't even, I would sit all day and just film updates of vendors that move from tier to tier, stop reporting here, are reporting there. It changes all the time. So you've got to have up-to-date information. And this is the problem, or one of the problems that you run into when you're actually coming in and learning from people in groups and forums and stuff like that. They're novices, and they might be teaching you what worked for them quite some time ago, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be happening and these vendors work for you now. Okay, now you want to get into good credit habits. We're going to talk about that in today's training. Okay, everything from not borrowing too much to paying back your bills on time or early. Very important. In the business credit world, your scores are based on how you pay. So all you have to do is pay your bills on time or early. But the negative thing is in the consumer world, you're not considered late on a credit report until you're 30 days late on the account. In the business world, when you're even 1 day late, you're considered late. So some things to keep in mind. Now, most business credit providers don't report, as we talked about. So you've got to get credit with those that do. And you've also got to keep in mind, before you'll ever see a credit report with Dun & Bradstreet, you've got to have a DUNS number, and you've got to have at least 3 accounts reporting to them. So I'm going to give you that tip before we get started. Throughout today, I'm going to give you many tips that will help you here. Another tip is that Experian and Equifax are the exact opposite. Equifax and Experian Commercial will populate credit reports for you and give you failing scores, even if you have no credit. We're going to talk about real examples. I'm going to show you real Experian Commercial credit reports today so you can see how that works. But D&B will want 3 accounts reporting. So some things to keep in mind as you're building credit with D&B. And Robert says, hey, just wanted to let you know, I got my first fuel card, no personal guarantee, $7,500. So congratulations, Robert. And he's a testament of what can happen when you follow the training I'm about to give you. I'm going to show you a bunch of actual real approvals from clients today too, so you know exactly what to expect. Now, starter vendors will give you a new initial credit when you have none. They report to one or multiple of the reporting agencies. Today, I'm going to teach you every reporting agency each one of these report to. And they'll also typically give you terms like net 15, net 20, net 30, net 55. Okay. And that gives you 15, 30, 55 days, et cetera, to pay back that debt. They're not revolving credit. They usually, like a net 30, will give you 30 days to pay it back. So keep that in mind as we dive into these vendors. So let's dive into number 7. Uline sells shipping supplies. They're a true starter vendor, meaning they'll give you credit when you have no other credit reporting. They'll give you 2 payment experiences. They report to D&B and Experian, and over 99% of their products ship same day with no back order. So it's very easy to get what you need from them. I like Uline because they sell a lot of stuff that most of us working from homes or offices can actually use. Okay, I also like Uline because they report to D&B and Experian. Now that gives you 2 payment experiences. I'm going to give you a shortcut right now. Okay, so the tiers of moving up in business credit are all based on how many accounts you have reporting. Here, I'll show you this. So if you look at how our clients build business credit, they build business credit tier by tier. And if we look at the tier and we look at what these tiers are, we can see that the tiers are how many accounts you have reporting. Now, so you move from one tier of credit to the next tier. So if I want to get to this tier here, tier 2, Gulf Fleet and Luke Oil and Meyer and United Rental and all these sources, then you got to have a certain amount of trade lines. These are called payment experiences. So if I have an account that reports to 2 reporting agencies like Uline, that gives me 2 payment experiences. So if I get accounts that have 2 or 3 accounts reporting to the business credit reporting agencies, then that helps expedite business credit building because, again, more payment experiences I have, the faster I can move through the tiers. Now, in order to qualify for Uline, you need an entity in good standing, which means, your entity is filed with the Secretary of State. That needs to be active, right? It can't have expired. You need to have an EIN number, your business address, not a home address, not an actual UPS PO box. You can use your home address as your business address, but a lot of places will not approve you if that's the case. Walmart's an example. Walmart won't give you a corporate credit card if you're using a home address as your address. So, but your address does need to match everywhere online. And you're better if you have a real business, a physical location as your business address. If you don't have one, get a virtual address. Virtual addresses are offered through Alliance, DaVinci, Regis, and those are the best sources really that really sell them. Places like iPostal, it's actually excuse me, I said the wrong thing. I don't mean virtual address. UPS, PO boxes, iPostal, they sell virtual addresses. And those are still looked at as mailboxes. But a virtual office is through Regis, DaVinci, Alliance. That's where it looks like you have a real physical office, but all you do is get your mail there. So you really want to consider something like that. It's going to make it easier to get approved for credit and financing. Business license, if it's applicable in your industry, your state, a DUNS number, and they're going to ask for bank references. So you're going to need to have that bank account set up. If you have that criteria, which is all covered in Fundability, if you set up Fundability, you're going to qualify for these accounts. Then you can get approved for Quill, even as a brand new account. And your phone number needs to be listed in 411 as well. If it's not, you can use a service called List Yourself in order to do that. Now, you got to create an account with them first, place an order with them. They review your account. Then they approve you for a Net 30 account. Okay. And then maybe if you didn't get Fundability right, if you got Fundability wrong, then they may make you place a few orders first. So what you're going to learn today is that if you do Fundability right, you can skip a lot of this stuff, like placing prepaid orders, putting down a deposit, including a personal guarantee. But if you don't get Fundability right and you have no credit on your business credit reports, that's when they may be asking for some of that stuff. So getting Fundability right is really important to getting the actual approvals that you really want to get. In K-Texas, can I reach you specifically? Yeah, just give us a call on our main number, 877-600-2487 and info@creditsuite.com. That is exactly how you can get to me, get to our team, and you can get to me directly as well there. Okay, so other links to Uline, everything is being dropped in the chat for you all. Number 6, Phillips 76, right? So 676 is owned by Phillips 66 Company. They report to D&B and Experian. They give you 2 payment experiences. Now, you got to be careful. I'm going to talk to you about a few fleet cards today, we call these. Fleet cards are gas cards. You can use them for repair of vehicles, maintenance of vehicles, fuel of vehicles. A lot of these are underwritten by the same bank, the same source. So if you start getting 2 or 3 of these in the same time period, same few days, same week, they see it as duplicate applications. They think it's fraud and they deny you. And then anything they approved you for, then they cancel those accounts. So don't apply for too many of these fleet cards within a short period of time. I recommend you only apply for at least 1 every 2 weeks, really 1 every month to keep you safe. You do it less than that, you could have that problem occur. So in order to get approved, almost the exact same as what we talked about with Uline. EIN, business address, business license, DUNS number, business bank account, phone number, list to a 401. That is exactly what's involved in order to get approved. Now, you have to have an active business in good standing, okay? If they're concerned with your permission, they'll pull your personal credit report, okay? If not approved based on business credit history, then they'll want you to be in business 1 year or provide a $500 deposit or personal guarantee. So here we come back to that Fundability. If your Fundability is in line, as we talked about, then you probably aren't going to need the deposit. You're not going to need the guarantee. But if your Fundability is not aligned, you might, and you don't have 1 year in business, they may ask for those things. That might be the type of things that they actually want to see there. So some things to keep in mind to get around it. Fundability gets you around a lot of this. But again, really good card to start building business credit with, especially if you're anywhere where you need cars, vehicles. You have a fleet of vehicles. Okay, they are going to ask for your social for information purposes. Let's talk about this. A lot of starter vendors that are just like they underwrite their own stuff. They're not underwritten by a bank. They don't need a social. But in June of 2018, the IRS required the government actually created a law that says that a bank issuing a new account has to verify your identity. So if I'm getting a business credit account from Office Depot is underwritten by Citi. The credit card really comes from Citi. Citi's the one that underwrites it and approves it. So since Citi is a bank, When I go to get Office Depot, they're now going to ask for my social security number, even if it's a corporate credit card or a business credit card, because the law requires they verify my identity. Now, you don't want to provide your social unless it's clear they're not using it for credit check or guarantee. Most fuel cards like 76 are very clear. They'll tell you we're asking for your social for identity purposes only. If that's not clear like that, you don't want to provide the social, okay? You want to actually come in and fax the application or call them and let them know you're not authorizing a guarantee or credit check. So some more things to keep in mind. And again, keep an eye on the chat because my team is dropping all these links in the chat for you as well. Now, here's what success looks like, and I'm going to give you a lot of this throughout today's training. Exact people's results, real approvals. We're going to look at credit reports and what this all looks like so you can really see what's possible. Because as I see more people coming in this space, teaching a little bit more about business credit because they're following training like this and getting it, then I see some crazy things that are being said about what can happen. So by today, giving you real credit reports, real approvals, real case studies, you're able to see what actually can really be done with building business credit. Here's Herman, a great case study. So Credit Suite, your one-on-one consultant calls you within 24 hours of signing up. They call you at least 5 times a week in the first 2 weeks. And then after that, even though it's been several years, I'm still getting calls from them. My one-on-one consultant still calls me every Wednesday without fail, and that's absolutely incredible. Now, here's his success story. My favorite line of credit I got using Credit Suite is a $10,000 Amazon card. I use it to purchase things low and sell high on different marketplaces. I was able to get a $40,000 Amex card. None of my accounts show up on my personal credit report. So if I max them out, it doesn't hurt me personally. So I was able to purchase 2 properties in Cleveland, Ohio, and it's been a blessing. What I like about Herman's case study is it really shows you multiple things. It shows you starting with these retail credit cards he got, which is after the vendor step. I taught you Fundability step 1. Teaching you vendor credit step 2. Step 3 is where he went, which is getting retail credit. And by the way, when you have about 5 of these payment experiences that I'm showing you today how to get, Amazon's one of the easiest retail credit cards to get approved for. And that's why I like this case study, because it shows you the next step. Right after you get vendor credit, you can start getting accounts like Amazon. 10 to 30,000 approvals, pretty common. Then you can see as he built it, he got up to where a lot of us want to be. Visa card, MasterCard, Amex card. You see that. You also see that the credits reporting on his business credit reports, not his personal. Very, very, very important. And you can see how he's using this. He's using it to run multiple businesses, as a lot of us are, right? So he's using it to run a buy low, sell high business. And then he's also using it to basically be a property investor, which a lot of our clients use this for those 2 purposes. So it gives you really good idea of case study of how this could be applicable to you in your life as well. K-Tech says dropping diamonds. I love that. This is a new one. I've never mentioned this vendor before. Number 5, CEO Creative. They report to Equifax and Credit Safe. Equifax is very hard to find anybody that really reports to them. Not a lot of sources do. So if you can get a vendor that does, grab the vendor. The other thing is Credit Safe is one of the newest business credit reporting agencies here in the United States, very popular in the UK and becoming a very dominant force here in the United States. We are now equal, meaning the sources that are using them in the United States has now reached the same level as the UK. I've been saying for years this is going to happen. So we need to keep Credit Safe on our radar because Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, Experian, Credit Safe is really becoming the 4th largest business credit reporting agency. Now, they've been reporting to D&B up until December of last year, and they're working on restoring that. I need to show you this. This is very important. I'm not here to try to sell you on working with us versus doing this on your own, although we'll give you better and faster results. We have a data team that their entire job is just to research this. And you can see this is very valuable info. Hey, they were reporting to D&B. They stopped December of 2020. They're working on restoring it, but have not been able to yet. So very important, and it goes to show you why having reliable information as you're building business credit becomes really important. And you get low price electronics through them, wireless buds, cameras for cars, trucks, speakers, and more stuff we all can use, custom design and branding services, logos, business cards, business accessories, stuff that you really could use to build business credit. You've got to pay an annual membership fee to them. It includes access to all their products, and you get member discounts with that. And it will look like this is your cart when you apply. Annual fee, You got to pay that annual fee. But the nice thing is by paying the annual fee, you automatically get an account in your business credit report. Okay. It's a minimum of $40 you've got to spend with them to get it to report. Very important. If you don't know that, you're going to get an account, buy stuff with them, not buy enough, wait months for it to report. It's not going to. It's why actually seeing underwriting guidelines for every source is so important. Clients' payment history and all the records made from the previous month and today are reported to the actual reporting agencies. And again, DNB is on hold currently. We'll see if they come back for that soon. Here's their qualification: entity in good standing, business credit history. They want you to have at least 1 or 2 accounts on your business credit reports typically. Again, if your fundability is in line, you can oftentimes get around that. An EIN number, and you need to have a business address, and it needs to match everywhere. Business license if it's applicable, business bank account. They do want you to be in business 120 days. And they do have an annual membership fee we talked about. That's $99. The nice thing is if you pay that $99, it actually reports through the business credit reporting agencies. You get a trade line with that too. And you can apply over the phone. Now, this was asked earlier. Okay, hey, does it matter how much I actually spend on my business credit accounts? And I want to give you a shout out for that because somebody had asked that. I want to give you a shout out by name. Okay, yes. So Clayton Harlan from YouTube says, hey, actually, I'll put this right here. Says, hey, from Texas, does spending more with vendors in tier 1 give you more credit in the future? The answer is yes. So credit reports show, and you're going to see later here today, I'll show you on real credit reports. They don't show your limits. They show the recent amount of credit you've used. So when lenders and credit issuers see how much you're using, they tend to give you approvals that kind of match that. Meaning if you got 10 accounts on your business credit reports and all you ever did was spend $100, well, they're not going to give you a $10,000 credit line if you're proving that all you're going to do is spend $100. But if they see that you've got a vendor and you spend $1,000 here and $500 here and $2,000 here, they're going to give you thousands of dollars in limits because they see that you're actually using the credit that you're being given. So very good question, Clayton. And again, this is why you want to get credit you're actually going to use and then use that credit. Because if you're doing that, that's what's going to get you higher future approval limits as well. Now, Sharonda says, can you provide the Amazon link? We'll look, if you remind me here in a bit, we'll look at our finance suite and I'll see if I can find the actual Amazon link. I don't have the link to apply for Amazon's corporate card off the top of my head. That's just not something I would have, but we will be in our finance suite later and I will try to look for that. Net 30 account is what they offer you. Number 4, WEX Fleet. Report to Experian and DNB. They are fuel cards, heavy truck cards, universally accepted fleet cards. Okay, they have all kinds of rewards programs and features as well. Now, remember, you don't want to apply for too many of these fleet cards in a short period of time. It can be seen as fraudulent applications, get you denied. You can apply online or over the phone for net 15 or net 22 accounts is what type of credit they will give you. Okay, your approval is based on having an entity in good standing, an EIN number, a business address that matches everywhere, a DUNS number, a business license, a business bank account as well. And again, that phone number needs to be listed with 411. If you're doing this, there's a good chance that you're able to get approved. Okay. They also like you to have some accounts on your business credit reports with an 80 PAYDEX or higher, 3 years time in business, and a strong business credit profile, or sometimes they ask for $500 or a personal guarantee. But you have to keep in mind that, as I told you in the beginning and will say throughout, you can get around a lot of requirements with strong fundability. Some accounts like Phillips 76 and WEX, they would like it if you already have some accounts on your business credit reports. That's why I look at places like Uline and I say they're a real starter vendor because they'll approve you and they just don't care. You know, CEO Creative is pretty lenient as well. But WEX, Phillips 76, I mention these because a lot of truckers and people with fleets of vehicles are trying to build business credit, need credit right away. They can help them, and this stuff will. But some of them, if your fundability is not completely set up the right way, they have some of these other requirements. So some things to think about. Here's a client that got $61,400 in this type of credit, building their business credit. And you can see we talked about Citi underwriting right there. There's a $12,000 approval from Citi. So I'm going to show you some of the stuff as we kind of continue on. So number 3 is Granger Industrial Supply. They report to DNB. You can apply over the phone. They do like hardware, power pump or power tools, pumps, like all kinds of outdoor workwear they actually sell. Very similar requirements to what we already talked about. business license, EIN number, company address matching everywhere, business bank account, DUNS number as well is what you're going to want to see with them, or they're going to want to see with you for approval. Your business has got to be in good standing. You've got to be set up for 60 days with the Secretary of State. And again, they will give you net 30 up to net 90 days, but they're a true starter vendor. Like, they typically don't ask you for income statements, balance sheets, even if you have no business credit reporting, if your fundability is in line. That's why I like Uline and Granger so much. They're true starter vendors, while some of the other ones harder to get approved for without some established business credit. Number 2, SupplyWorks. They used to be Home Depot Pro. They report to Experian. Okay, you can apply online at customercare@homedepot.com. Okay, they will not accept virtual addresses. So some things to think about there. They're one of the ones that virtual addresses are not accepted. Virtual offices are. So there's a difference there. A virtual address is UPS, PO Box, iPostal. A virtual office is Alliance, DaVinci, and Regis as well. So difference between those two. You can also fax an application. There's their fax number. They'll give you a net 30 account. Barnett, Hardware Express, SupplyWorks, Wilmar are one entity. So they all offer different products. And the reason I mention that is that all of these we show as business credit building accounts. I don't show them as starter vendors besides SupplyWorks. SupplyWorks comes in and out as a starter vendor. Sometimes they work as a starter vendor, sometimes they don't. Okay. But Barnett, Hardware Express, Wilmer, I do talk about them, not usually as starter vendors because they're not usually where you're going to start building business credit. But keep in mind, they're all the same source. You only want to get one of those to start. If you apply for them too many a short period of time, it's seen as potential fraud, and they shut down the account, as I've talked about several times today. You need an entity in good standing, DUNS number, EIN number, and a business address that matches everywhere. If you meet that criteria, then you're able to get approved. Tao says, does Credit Suite offer index universal life policies? We don't mess with life insurance. Like, that's not in our world. We help businesses improve their fundability, build business credit, and get financing. So if you're asking for employees, yeah, we offer all kinds of benefits, but that's not a service that we offer to general people because we're not in the life insurance business. But great question. McDonald says, Granger, they're very helpful with setting up your account. Granger's phenomenal with setting up your account, and I appreciate that feedback. McDonald. Automotive G says, great content here. Automotive G, I appreciate that. And a lot of accounts based on if you are in the automotive industry, I think that talking about today that can help you. All this free info you give out for free, these people out here are selling for big money. I know that. And trust me, I hear it all the time that we should be selling this. But here's what I believe. Don't get me wrong. We've got a paid service, and I'll even talk to you about that today because a lot of people are inquiring or mentioning that. The way I think of it is this: no matter what you do in life, there's a paid route and a free route. And the paid route is faster, right? You get expert help, you get there faster. And the free route gets you where you need to be. It just takes a little bit longer. So if you really believe in your mission, which ours is to help entrepreneurs get business credit, improve fundability, and get financing, then you have to be willing to help those people that can't afford to work with you. So just so you know, a lot of people ask me and think I'm crazy for doing this. And that's why we do it, because our mission is to truly help. And if your mission is to truly help, you should always have a free path with whatever it is you're doing, in my mind. And then, of course, we got a paid path for those people that want to move faster and get the fastest and best results. So Home Depot Pro. Business license, if it's applicable. Sometimes your industry, sometimes your state needs one. If so, get one. A business bank account, business trade references, at least 1 year time in business. You can oftentimes get around the time in business if you have some accounts reporting your fundabilities in line. So let's look at this. Here is somebody that's showing their business credit score saying, hey, trust the process. It definitely works. Here's approval for $3,500 on Amazon, $7,500 approval. And a Pilot Flying J for $1,000 weekly. $1,200 gas card here approved through ExxonMobil. Here is a $10,000 account through Home Depot. We talked about them today. Here's an Exxon $1,000 credit limit card. Quick Trip for $3,000. And a lot of other, looks like those are the two main ones mentioned there. Sunbelt rental approval here. Here's an approval for $10,000 limit. Okay, and this is coming in saying, yes, it's 10,000 and we're net 30 pay company. So Sunbelt got approved there. Here's a Chase Inc. card, 0% for 12 months. Here's a Valrio card with no personal guarantee that was able to get approved. So I just want to show you some real approvals, and we're going to look at real business credit reports too, so you can hear from clients through case studies, see real approvals, see real credit reports to know how this stuff actually looks once you're actually getting approved and it starts to show up. Number one is Marathon. They provide transportation fuels, asphalt, specialty products through the U.S. They report to D&B and Experience, so it's 2 payment experiences. They have product line supports. Their product line supports commercial, industrial, and retail operations as well. Again, don't apply for too many fleet cards in the same period of time. In order to get approved, an entity in good standing, an EIN number, a business address, and a DUNS number as well is what it takes to get approved. You also need a business license, a business bank account. They'll ask you for a bank reference, and the phone number needs to be listed with 411 as well. They are going to verify your social for identification purposes. All of the ones that are underwritten by banks will do the same thing. And again, if they don't like your fundability, or if you, then they're going to ask for a deposit and a personal guarantee. So it's some things to keep in mind. Let's give you, and by the way, if you found that this is valuable, and I will mention this because we'll talk about this here as we wrap up, you know, you can see that all the information I'm giving you actually comes from our system here. So the information our clients see here, we tier it out so they're only applying for the right credit in the right order. We say how many accounts you need to get approved for the accounts that are in each tier. We gray out and say not recommended if you don't have enough accounts in your business credit reports to get approved. So you only ever apply for what you're actually going to get approved for. And then you can also see that for every single one of these sources, our clients have access to what I'm giving you now. They're giving you access to a quick link to get approved. Okay. They're also giving you a description of what the company does, special instructions you may need to know, the terms they're going to give you, where and how to apply, and the actual underwriting guidelines for every single source. So it's one of the reasons that amongst many that people pay us is because our tech does this, and then you're going through the process with our team. So you're only really applying for credit you're going to get. You're doing it in the right order to know you're going to get approved. And then with our team, and all these safeguards are designed where you can come in and be able to actually succeed. So right here, I don't have the quick link, and somebody asked me for that. I just have Amazon.com. You can actually probably take a screenshot of this really quick. Somebody asked me for this, but it's Amazon.com. Well, I'll let you take a screenshot of this because somebody actually said, hey, what's the exact link to the Amazon corporate credit card? Well, that's a question our clients don't have to ask. You can see how easy it is in our system to pull this up. You could take a screenshot here, but it's Amazon.com/GP/co-brand card/marketing is what it looks like. But this is Amazon's business line of credit. So somebody actually asked me for that, and you can just see how easy that is to access. It's why our clients take years of business credit building, and they're able to condense it to only months. So something to keep in mind. Okay, so some tips. You got to regularly review your business credit reports, because as you can see, how many accounts on there is what moves you from tier to tier. You need 5 payment experiences to move from vendor credit, which I just taught you, starter vendor, to retail credit like Amazon. You need 8 accounts to really move on to a lot of the fleet credit sources. You need 14 before moving to Visa, MasterCard, auto financing. So you've got to monitor your business credit reports, because you got to know when to move to the next step. And I'll get you access to free business credit reports at the end of this training. And again, if there are any mistakes, you got to clear those up. You got to dispute with the credit reporting agencies. Dun & Bradstreet will do this through a system they call their dashboard. Equifax Experian, unfortunately, the best way I found to do it is to get their credit monitoring and dispute right to their credit monitoring platform. So I suggest you get credit reports way cheaper, and I'll teach you how to do that today. Then when you get those, if you see errors, then you either go to D&B directly to their dashboard or get Experian or Equifax's credit monitoring, depending on where the error is seen. And then you got to dispute that to fix it, because 97% of trade vendors don't report to reporting agencies. Of the few that do, you don't want that to be negative and incorrect information. Okay. Also, on the reports, dive into the information on it's reported, not just the scores. And also keep in mind, we'll talk about how to get access to a 90% discount on credit monitoring as well. You also want to update your business credit profile. So you got to update any information that you believe to be inaccurate, any errors, anything that should be updated, like your NAICS. So for example, for a dispute with D&B, you can call them, or you can, again, go to their dashboard, and that's just going to help you be able to expedite your actual results. Okay. And Noemi says, good info. Automotive G says, I need business credit at my car shops. Fundability, we dove into on the surface. If you go to our Fundability training at youtube.com/credit suite, you can look at Fundability. A lot of training on that. I've taught you how to get vendors now. And then through that, the next step is to move to retail credit, et cetera. So I'll get you a guide, but that will help you as well. But again, a lot of this is going to help you, Automotive G. And Tao says, Taekwondo for president 2024. I want nothing to do with politics, but I appreciate the suggestion. Thanks. And K Notary Services says, love it. Sharonda says, I did. Thanks. Armani, what's up? I love that name, Armani. Thanks for tuning in from YouTube. So remember, a lot of reasons we want to build business credit, because it's giving us greater borrowing ability. Now we have our consumer credit cards, our Citi, our Wells Fargo, our Amazon, or Walmart. Then we've got our commercial credit cards. Okay, the other nice thing is commercial credit cards per SBA have limits way up here compared to consumer. Consumer limits or commercial limits are about 10 to 100 times higher than consumer. Way higher limits. In my world, $10,000 approvals within 30 to 90 days is very common, but we got to go back to that very first question of, hey, does using the credit help me get higher limits? You got to use the credit you're getting to get those limits higher, but very high limits. Okay, you also can get approved for this when you can't get any other kind of financing. Because with business credit, you don't need cash flow verifiable, you don't need good credit, you don't need collateral, you don't need any of the stuff that's needed to get loans. Now, I think that 85% of what you need to fund a business, you can get here. So I just showed you a way that anybody can get money. And we'll talk about this even when you can't get other kind of financing. You can get it as a startup. You can get it to grow the business, and it gives you a competitive advantage over people in your industry that don't have this. Plus, if you own a business in the United States, you can get this. What I've shown you today works for profit. Nonprofit doesn't matter. I don't care if you live in Canada or Australia. If you have a U.S. entity, this will work for you. Okay. And you can build business credit for all sorts of business. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. I don't care if you're an automotive shop. I don't care if you're a trucker. I don't care if you're a credit repair company. I don't care if you're a thrift shop. This will work for you. You also need to keep in mind, as I mentioned, you can get it as a nonprofit, and you don't need to buy shelf corporations or bogus trade lines. So many people out there trying to peddle that stuff. It's crap. It's complete shortcuts that do not work. Trying to con lenders, trying to con credit issuers isn't going to work. They're smarter than you. They spend billions of dollars fighting people from doing fake fraudulent stuff. So if you think you're going to go buy a shelf corp and convince a lender you've been open a year longer than you really have, it doesn't work. They know what you're doing. The minute an ownership changes, it throws up red flags on business credit reports. The minute trade lines are added to your business credit reports from companies that are notorious for selling trade lines, Dun & Bradstreet shuts down the credit reports. So don't listen to these kind of shady tactics. They just get you in trouble, and they're just designed to get you to spend thousands of dollars on junk you don't need. So avoid that kind of stuff. Also, your business credit quality is going to determine if you get approved for financing, how much you get, and the rates and terms you're going to pay. And also, you can be denied financing based on business credit quality if you have no business credit. So look at this. This is what I mentioned earlier. Here's somebody that has all zeros on their credit report. There's no credit on the report, but yet they've got a 28 score and a low recommendation of credit, only $1,000. Financial stability risk score is a 6. 0 the lowest, 100 the highest. 6 is about a higher risk as you can get, right? I mean, that's one of the highest risk tiers. And this person has no credit. The financial stability risk score specifically determines your risk of going bankrupt, closing your doors, ceasing operations. Your business failed. That's what it's there for. Financial stability is your business risk of failing. And this person's as high as they can get, and they have no accounts on their business credit reports. But let me show you why I taught you what I'm going to teach you, what I taught you today, and you can see how high risk they are. It only takes one account added to your business credit reports to change it all around. So here's that Uline account that I showed you. Now, interesting thing here. Remember, I told you that credit reports don't show limits, only the recent amount of credit you've used, which is why you want to use the credit that you're actually given. Because by using the credit that you're actually given, what happens there is that makes it where you can actually come in and get higher and higher limits. Second thing I haven't mentioned, but you should see, credit reports in the business world don't have the name of the credit issuer. They have the category. So we can see here packaging is Uline, not Uline. So when you see accounts added to your business credit reports, you need to make a note of this data, probably on an Excel sheet, so you know what credit issuer is which. If not, you don't know if packaging is Quill or Uline, for example. You don't know if office supplies is Office Depot or Staples. So keeping track of that will help you, since the name of the credit issuer actually does not show on these business credit reports. Kenneth, super cool. So thank you for appreciating that. Balaga19 says, how does this work for startups? It's exactly the same. It doesn't matter if you're startup or established. You build fundability step first. The second step is you get these vendors I showed you today. When you get 5 of these accounts, then you can move on. And I'll show you how our clients do this too. But then you can move on to retail credit, Amazon, Walmart, etc. Then with eight accounts, you can start to get a lot of fleet credit, fuel cards, Pilot Flying J, for example. And then 14 accounts get you Visa card, MasterCard, auto financing. So the key is to build fundability, get vendor accounts, and then move through those tiers. And I'll show you how our clients are actually doing that here in a few minutes, blog as well, so you can see. And Kyle says, hey, I'm a trucker starting with no cash flow, trying to get my first equipment. I got purchase credits. We got tier 1, hoping this helps me. Yes. And talk to our team, Kyle, because we have funders that will just do trucks for you. They can help you get your initial truck. So talk to our advising team. They'll get you with our funding team, and we can see where you stand with qualifying for truck loans as well as coming in. And this training today really helps you, as well as our advisors will help you, because they'll help you get fleet credit to get your trucking business off the ground the right way. Okay, now we can see that one account, Uline, added. We see they shot up to a 96 score, about as high as you can get. Financial stability risk score, still middle of the road risk, but big change for only one account being added. We can see, remember how we looked at how high risk that one was with no credit on the report? Now we added one account to Experian, and they shot up from high risk to low risk. So again, it just goes to show you that, even one account in your business credit reports makes a big difference. We can see they went from that same 28 score I showed you on the last example up to 90s. So just by adding one account of the business credit reports. But here's what's interesting. As you continue to grow credit, your recommendations of credit get increased. So remember, I told you that your business credit quality determines if you'll get approved, how much you'll get in the rates and terms you pay, how much you'll get. You can see this box is the main box used by a lender or credit issuer. It gives IntelliScore, which is Experian's main score, financial stability score, risk of going bankrupt, how much money you should be issued in credit. There's a reason Experian provides this, because lenders and credit issuers use it. So if you want to get higher recommendations of credit, I'm going to show you right now how to do it. It's a hack that we learned by helping 40,000 plus people through this process. I showed you this example first. $1,000 recommendation of credit, no credit on the credit report. Then I said, hey, this person had one account, Uline added, and they shot up score-wise. But what you might not have seen was that their credit limit recommendation went up from 1,000 to 2,500 just because of that one account. Now check this out. This person has a 7,000 almost recommendation for credit. They have 2 accounts on their business credit report. This person has a $16,000 recommendation of credit. They had 3 accounts on their business credit reports. Here's somebody with 66,000 recommended in credit. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 accounts on their business credit reports. Here's somebody with $724,000 being recommended. I don't know about you, but I want that one, right? Like I want the 724,000 recommendation. They have 15 accounts on their business credit reports. So we've known this trend. We've noticed this trend that the more payment experiences you add to business credit reports, the more the credit bureaus bump up that recommendation of credit. So if you get credit following the steps I've shown you today, if you're using the credit and then that credit reports to the business credit reporting agencies, the more of it reports, the higher the limits are actually going to get. So is this going to work for you? Well, it's the only type of money you can get regardless of cash flow, credit, or collateral. That means any business can get it. Okay. And we look here at some of the biggest publicly owned and privately owned companies in the country, from Facebook with 40 trades on Experian, to Dell with 83 trades, to Microsoft with 130, to Apple with 138, to Pilot Flying J with 153, to Publix with 171, to Walmart to 513 trades. So what we see here is that the biggest companies in the world have become the biggest companies in the world because they're getting business credit. That's why they have hundreds of trade lines on their credit report. They're using OPM, other people's money, to scale. Walmart's a perfect example. If you ever read Sam Walton's autobiography, Sam tells his story, and he used Dun & Bradstreet and business credit to build Walmart from scratch. It's how he got his first store. It's how he expanded to his first 5 stores. And today, 80% of the cash injection in Walmart is business credit. What they do is pretty brilliant that you could do, and we should all learn from. 80% of what they put on their shelves, they use credit to buy. Then they use your money paying them for it to pay off the credit. So when you go to Walmart and walk down an aisle, count 10 products. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. When you get to 8, keep in mind, those 8 were all bought on credit and only 9 and 10 were bought on cash. So Walmart goes and they get Bounty paper towels. They give Bounty their business credit card, and they have credit with Bounty is what really happens. And Bounty gives them the paper towels. Walmart puts the paper towels on their shelf. You buy the paper towels from Walmart. Walmart takes your money and pays off the credit that they borrowed from Bounty. It's why they're the #1 retailer in the world. They started using business credit by using business credit, and today they become the #1 retailer in the world to do it. And again, Apple, same thing. It's no different. They're all this big. But here's what's interesting is that this works for even brand new companies, or even companies that are newer in business or aren't the biggest publicly and privately owned. So we see here Mars Incorporated, Mars Bars, right? Pretty popular candy bar company. They have 22 trade lines. Here's a client that's a month into the process that we helped get 8 trade lines on their business credit report. They're a credit repair company, high risk industry, and they have a third as many credit accounts on their credit reports as Mars Incorporated does. Here's another one, a tax relief company with 14 trade lines. Think about that. They're a tax relief company less than a year in business. They built their entire business using business credit, and they have 70% as many trade lines as Mars Incorporated does. So I'm showing you this because not only do the largest publicly and privately traded companies in the country do this, but the new companies in high-risk industries, we can all do it. It's just they know stuff we don't, and now I'm trying to bring that information to you so you can come in, duplicate this, and get similar results. Now, Sharonda says, where do I see my business credit report? I'm going to get you access to that for free if you hang on. April says, how can we reach out to our team about startup? Give us a call, 877-600-2487. Our phone number's on the bottom of these slides, as you're going to see here. So here's a perfect example. Here's one of our clients, Kylan Trower. I believe the Business Finance Suite, which is the system I've shown you, it's what our clients use to build business credit, is the best step-by-step paint-by-the-numbers system for securing anywhere from $50,000 to $250,000 in business credit. By the way, we've got clients that have got over $1 million. That reports to your business credit report and helps you separate personal and business credit. What I like the most is have access to actual coaches that will take you by the hand and walk you through the system, answer specific questions that you have related questions to your business. It's just an amazing opportunity. So it's funny because you've seen this multiple times. Even though we have a step-by-step system that makes it real simple to navigate through, all of our reviews, or a lot of them, you'll see that people love our advisors. They love the coaches. The coaches are what makes this a 3-year process down to 6 months. Let's look at some more approvals here. Here's a BP approval. Here's a $16,000 MasterCard approval. Here's a $4,000 JCPenney, $3,000 Sam's Club, FedEx approval here, $5,000 approval here with Amazon, $20,000 limit approval from Amazon as well. Here's, I don't know what this is, a gas card for $300 weekly limit. Okay, here's a $10,000 MasterCard. Here's a, I can't see that. It's a Sam's Club approval, but I can't see the amount that the approval was for. Here is another credit card with Bank of America. So now you get a pretty good idea of what's possible when you're actually coming in and when you're building business credit. Now, Lovely's by Mosley says, I have an 80 pay score with Dun & Bradstreet, also 70/70 Experian. I tried to apply for U1, and they're requesting 7 purchases before they give me a net 30. Yes, because as I talked about today, you've got to get fundability in line. If they're asking for PGs, if they're asking for deposits, if they're asking for prepaid orders, what they're telling you is they don't like aspects of your fundability. Now, I don't want to go back through every slide, but if you go back in the replay and you look at, because if you stay to the end, I'm going to get you access to the replay. If you look at my criteria for Uline and what they're looking for fundability, you probably aren't doing something there that they're looking for, which is why you're having that happen. You get fundability in line, you don't have those kind of issues. So let me talk to you a little bit about the faster path if you're interested in that. I've walked through and kind of given you the free information to do this on your own. Look, the reality is what I'm not showing you here is all of the questions that take place. To give you an idea, we have a Facebook group called Get Business Credit where a lot of novices are in there building business credit. And in that group, we have, I don't know, maybe 50, 60,000 engagements that take place every month. Most of those 50,000, Facebook's making me enter a code. Most of those 50, 60,000 engagements are all questions people have. So again, how we've taken 3 years of the process and condensed it to only months, I'll show you that right now. How to get fundability improved, build business credit, get also funding qualification all in one place. Here's Josh, and I love this. This gives you the whole gamut of what can happen from starting to build business credit to getting a business SBA loan to building a 7-figure business. And this is exactly how Josh did it. He walks you through step by step. It's one of the best case studies I've seen because he takes you from starter vendor all the way through. So let me read this to you. One thing that's beautiful about Credit Suite is that you start with baby steps. The first thing that we did is get a couple of revolving credit lines and store credit. Then we graduated to gas cards, stuff we've talked about today, right? Then we ended up getting a very nice line of credit at Amazon. Then we worked our way up to getting a very, very nice SBA loan. Thanks to Credit Suite, we were really able to get our business finances in order from what looks good to potential lenders and potential creditors, and we became very attractive to lenders. Side note, he's talking about fundability. The best options are always available to those who have the credit game locked down, and that's what Credit Suite platform allowed us to do. We've been able to make smart investments in staffing, marketing systems, sales systems, product development, all these things before Credit Suite really couldn't do. I just don't have to stress as much because we've got money in the bank to take advantage of opportunities. I'm not as stressed anymore. I can keep a bank account that's plenty of cushion, and that cushion just honestly, it makes me a better dad. It makes me a better husband because I'm not stressing out. This is very emotional to me because I am this way as a dad. I've run businesses where I'm broke most of the time, and I've run businesses like this where I've grown it to be profitable and up to 8 figures. And I can tell you it's a scary thing to wake up in the middle of the night and not know you have the money there to pay payroll. The stress, being able to be a better spouse and also being a better parent really happens when you have some peace of mind. And that's what I found capital does. And this is why I'm in the business of helping you get capital, because this is what happens. But you can see here how improved fundability started with smaller accounts, moved up to revolving Amazon credit, got their game locked down by building business credit to look attractive to potential lenders, gets SBA loan. Rest of the story is has a PR company, finds a niche in LinkedIn, and has now crushed it. Multiple 7-figure business he's built in a matter of a couple of years because he was able to come in and be able to get this capital walking through these steps. So as you can see, we've talked about how you can get money even if you have bad credit, how you can get money even if you don't have collateral, or you might not have thought that was possible, how you can get money as a startup without verifying income, how you can get money if you've been turned down before, the steps to build your business credit and get it without a personal guarantee and without a personal credit check. Now, you might think that this doesn't work for you, but look, the reality is there's a lot of different types of entrepreneurs and businesses that succeed in getting this. And, so that being said, we've never seen industries it doesn't work for if you follow the right steps. Now, if you're interested in the faster path and working with us like at Credit Suite, well, you might even be thinking you can't afford this. But again, if that's the case, keep in mind, we've got stuff that's not even on our website where we'll work with you to make things affordable. And look, our clients, we've got clients that get over $1 million. You saw multiple today with $40,000 individual credit cards. So you have to ask, like, if you only got $26,000 in funding and that's all you ever got, like, how much of a difference could that make, even though you're seeing people today with individual approval limits of $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. So look, we think you should be able to get the money you need to grow a business, but not knowing fundability, not being able to access all funding in one place, not knowing the steps to build business credit, is a lot of the barrier that you may run into. And that's exactly what we do is at Credit Suite, we help you improve your fundability to be able to get the most amount of money. We go step by step through the process of building business credit without a guarantee and credit check. And we also help you get all access to financing in one place. Now, if you are getting started, I want to talk to you about some special bonuses today if you're interested in working with us. And you're also getting our step-by-step funding suite, and that's what I've actually shown you. So if we look at how our clients build business credit here, what they're doing is they're going through steps very similar to what I've actually shown you. And you mean the very first thing we're doing is we're walking them through fundability. We're setting up all those credibility requirements. And why I keep telling you that this is the reason you get denied. You're not setting fundability up the right way. So the first thing we do is we come in and help you through the steps of setting up your business the right way and becoming fundable. And you do it through our step-by-step system and with the help of our advisors as well. Then we help you get your DUNS number, get your BIN number with Experian, get set up with Equifax. Okay, we help you come in and fix and dispute report errors or any inaccuracies with all 3 reporting agencies. Then you come in and you get started with these starter vendors that we talked about today. You can see that not only do we have them, but we also have the actual underwriting guidelines that for every source in our system, so you'll know what it takes to get approved. Then we help you monitor business credit with all the reporting agencies. Now, we get you a 90% discount. So it's $2,700 a year or $250 a month you'll pay the bureaus. For us, it's only $24 a month to monitor your credit reports. So we save you 90%. And we also help you get very important credit reports you might not know. LexisNexis is where a lot of lenders and credit issuers are getting your data and comparing it to other places. And Check Systems is a credit score and report that has to do with how you manage your bank history. These are secret credit reports most people don't know about that lenders and credit issuers are using to qualify you for credit financing. So we help you access those, fix and fine-tune those as well to help you get the most credit and financing, especially SBA loans. Those become very important. Then we start walking you through these tiers of building business credit. I can show you this. I don't care if you go back and screenshot it. It's going to literally, it will change tomorrow. It's why we have a data team that keeps up to date. Tier 2, Tier 1, Tier 3, Tier 4, based on how many accounts you have. Every one of these sources has the actual underwriting guidelines, where to apply, the quick link you can see to get to their actual application, the actual underwriting guidelines of exactly what you need for every kind of account that you're actually able to get approved for. And you're able to go all the way through the tiers to get fuel credit, retail credit. You're able to get Visa card, MasterCard, or what we call bank credit. You're able to come in and get auto financing without personal guarantees or credit checkers, Ally, or you're able to get computer leases with Dell, with HP, with Apple. Okay, all this, all of it without a personal guarantee and credit check. There's even a lot of credit you'll never hear in forums and stuff because they'll give you credit if you have none. They'll give you credit just based on business credit history, but they don't report the credit to the business credit reporting agencies. So as a result, people don't talk about all these sources, even though a lot of them are credit unions, banks, lenders that will give you money based on business credit history. So this is the step-by-step system that our clients use to build business credit, as well as get business valuations at any given time to see how much their business is worth, access financing, as well as come in and be able to monitor business credit, again, all in one place. So with that and the help of our advisors, it just makes it easy. We take 3 years and it condense it to only 6 months. So to give you an idea of what you get when you are working with us, you get 24/7 access to our business finance suite. You could build business credit in English or Spanish. There's a toggle at the bottom where you can choose between the languages. You get advisors that hold your hand to walk you through the process. Not the customer service. You can call us, you can email us, you can chat with us, but we reach out to you. We'll call you 5 times in the first 5 days to help you get fundability done and start getting immediate approvals. We help you set up your business name, your entity, your EIN the right way, your address, your phone number the right way. We list your phone number with 411. It costs you $30 a month with List Yourself. We do it for you at no cost. Setting up your website, your email address. We help you with licensing and bank account and merchant account setup. We help you get set up with Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, and Experian. We help you get your DUNS number with Dun & Bradstreet, your BIN number with Experian, fix your actual inaccuracies with all 3 reporting agencies. We get you access to the largest supply of starter vendors, the biggest supply of retail and fleet credit that I just walked you through, cash financing, Visa card, MasterCard, bank credit, auto financing. And we give you all kinds of access to financing and loans too. Cash flow financing, perfect no matter how bad your credit may be. Credit for startups where you can get $150,000 through our credit line hybrid program. Asset-based funding with interest rates as low as 2% even when your credit's bad. All the way up to SBA loans. Well, all of that is part of what you're actually getting when you work with us. And if you are getting started by Friday, we find our clients that get the best results are the ones that take action the fastest. So I've got some things for you in that case. You're going to get 30-minute call with our advisors where they'll help you do fundability, answer any questions you have, and get your business on the right track right from the beginning. 90 days of credit monitoring for free. Cost you $750 from the credit bureaus. You're getting it with us if you're getting started by Friday at no cost. We're also going to only charge you 24 months after that for credit monitoring. It's $250 a month from the bureaus. It's only 24 with us, saves you 90%. We're going to give you a full-blown 28-page valuation report to show you how much your business is worth and what you can do to actually improve the value. And since I don't do anything to help you grow the business, I went and found over 30 of the best courses, guides, blueprints, and tools online that help you generate tools, brand your business, help you get set up with marketing, advertising, funnel building, product pricing, social media mastery, viral video marketing, rapid business growth. There's over 30 of these resources and courses that teach you how to grow the business. That's not my world. Like, my world is to help you get money. You got to learn the growth part of it. Over 30 of those resources we're giving you by Friday as well. We've got this really cool widget we use that combines multiple places people could leave reviews to one widget. So then that way all of your reviews come to one place on your website as well. So that is worth about $7,600 in bonuses I'm giving you through Friday if you're interested in getting started as well. Okay, so to give you an idea of how that looks, if you look at our total value and bonuses, that's a lot of money. That's about like 19, almost 20 grand you're getting. And if you are getting started with us by Friday, you can make one payment of $29.97 or 7 payments of $597 to work with us and our team. Now, if you having a problem affording it, well, then keep in mind that we will work with you with affordable payments. We'll customize the payments for you. Now, I have something pretty cool I think you're going to want to see. I did some research online. And what I found is maybe you don't want to work with us. Maybe you don't want everything I've shown you. So for the exact same amount of money, if you want to invest it somewhere else, I did find this Dale Earnhardt shirt. It's not signed. It's a 70s racing NASCAR shirt from his rookie year. You can get that for the exact same amount of money. So if you think your money might be better well spent here, here's a place you could spend it. I also found this guy, Dobby the House Elf from Harry Potter. He's for sale for about the same amount of money as well. He's a replica. He wasn't used in the movie, but you know, that's a guy that you could spend about the same equivalent amount of money with, and you could get that dude as well. I like this one. It's a Hawaiian pottery sculpture horse with monkeys on its back for the same amount of money that you could get from everything I've shown you here. And if you want to start a business, then you can do that. And I'll show you this in a second. You can also get these Under Armour Curry 6 Family Business 3-point shoes. I think they're colorful. It's pretty much the same amount of money that you can get everything I've shown you. Or if you want to start a business, then you can go to eBay and you can get Onswa.com. I don't know what ONSW.com is, but you can get Onswa.com for about the same amount of money. So if you're not want to get started with us, I want to give you alternatives of how you could spend that same equivalent of money thanks to eBay. Also keep in mind, we will offer a payments to make you affordable. We'll work on customized payments if that helps you. We've got services that will actually finance this for you. We're testing a new service where the payments are really, really, really low because they'll do the financing for you. And we also can even help you get loans and credit lines to enroll. So if you want to work with us, if you say, Ty, look, I love your free info. It's got to be mind-blowing what it's like to work with your team. And it is. Our reviews online will show you that. Then we will make it affordable. Don't let price be the barrier. I want you to get the bonuses through the end of the week, work with our team, get the faster results, and not have to spend your money on a Dale Earnhardt shirt. I mean, we want to make sure that you're using it in a place where it's actually really going to help you. So again, you get an overview of everything that you're getting when you're getting started with us, everything you need to succeed with credit and financing. Don't forget about the bonuses, and excuse my formatting issues here. And you get that through Friday as well. So again, if you want to work with us, give us a call. We'll talk to you about how we can make that affordable. Our normal pricing is $29.97 for one payment as part of this training today, and 7 payments of $597. And again, if you want, you can also get all of this for free. I told you in the beginning I would give it to you. Free business credit report for 30 days with D&B Equifax Experian. We'll also do a funding qualification, tell you the funding you qualify for, and a fundability assessment. It all happens on a free consultation, and you can get that consultation by just giving us a call. You give us a call, you send us an email, okay, then we will actually give you access to all that, the things I just mentioned, the funding qualification, the fundability assessment, the free business credit reports for 30 days. I don't care if you don't buy anything from us. This stuff is free, and all you have to do to get it is just give us a call. Like I've said, there's two paths. You could take our free path, and we give you a ton of training. There's literally hundreds of videos on our YouTube channel. But you're going to figure it out. You're going to get stuck. You're going to run into pitfalls. You're going to go into our Facebook group to ask questions. Other people that don't know what they're doing are going to answer your questions. It just takes a long time. And if you're somebody that wants the fastest path and is willing to pay for it, then give us a call. We'll do all kinds of things to make it affordable for you. But even if you want the free path, give us a call for the free consultation, because we can at least get your business credit reports for you at no cost. And I want to make sure any questions that are answered that I didn't actually get a chance to answer. So T-Bert says, what is the Uline people keep mentioning? Uline we talked about. It's the first trade line, our first vendor we talked about when we started this training. They offer shipping supplies. They offer a lot of stuff, but they're really well known with all kinds of shipping supplies. Tal says, do you know if Samsung Business offers any net 30s? Not that I know of, but you saw what I'm dealing with in our finance suite. There are literally hundreds. I don't think we've surpassed the thousands of sources in here. So I haven't seen Samsung off the top of my head. I can't say for sure, but I haven't seen. Now I will tell you that the actual credit, the actual, let me go back here. I keep forgetting I can show these questions. The actual cell phone companies do offer business credit. T-Mobile does, Verizon does, AT&T. So the cell phone companies do offer business credit. Apple does too, all without a personal guarantee or credit check. I haven't seen Samsung direct, but again, you can get it through the actual cell phone companies. So some things to think about as well. Do you have any idea how we are done? I'm just going to answer your Q&A and make sure that everybody gets their questions answered. And then Kenneth says, can you use business credit for other uses other than what the credit card is for? It depends. So there's two kinds of credit cards. Well, I'm going to simplify and say there's two. There's what I call retail there's vendor credit. Vendor credit is starter vendors, and it's also vendors that issue credit you can use in their store. Sam's Club, Costco, Apple. You can get credit from them to buy stuff in their store. Those are called vendors. And what you're saying is, can you use business credit for other uses than what that credit's for? Like vendors, yes. That's a Visa card, MasterCard, Amex. That's called bank credit. Bank credit you can get if you have 14 payment experiences. You could take the cash out of bank credit if you want and use cash for whatever cash can be used for. So what you're asking about is bank credit. Yeah, I showed you a bunch of bank credit sources. You absolutely could do that. And McDonald, I love this, as I definitely got to sign on with you guys. I'd love it if you did. Where do I call for the new financing for a startup? Just give us a call right here, 877-600-2487. If you want to take advantage of our special with our bonuses, you can go to creditsuite.com/webinar. K-Tech says, I love these offers. Going to call after the live. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to working with you, K-Tech. I know you're always here on these trainings and bonuses. Bonuses are available this week, so keep in mind. Okay, and Levels by Mosley says, thanks for your help. I'll call today. I look forward to you calling in. So don't forget that you can give us a call for that free consultation, and you get all those bonuses if you're getting started with us by the end of the week, and we'll work with you on affordable payments. So the question is, do you want to build business credit, get financing, improve your fundability? If the answer is there is yes, then give us a call, because you're either going to get your free consult and we'll work out some customized payment plan for you, or it won't work for you. But we will work with you on a one-on-one level to make it affordable. If you got value from this training, don't forget to go to the top right of our page, creditsuite.com. Like and subscribe. Like this video, like and subscribe on our channels as well. And in doing so, you'll access hundreds of videos on YouTube, daily tips on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, 1-minute training videos on and Insta stories, as well as TikTok. And I've got a podcast, the Business Credit Financing Show. You can listen on the go. And I bring experts in that talk to you about all aspects of building a business, of how to build a business, how to brand your business, how to grow your business. So there we go. Now, 7 vendors. We talked a lot about business credit building. Hopefully this helps you along the way. You know how to get free business credit reports on the consultation. You know what it's like to work with us. All the value you get, the bonuses, the 7,600 in bonuses you get by the end of Friday if you are interested in working with us. And you know that we'll do all kinds of things to make it affordable for you, whether it be get financing. We can finance our program over longer terms through companies used, get loans and credit lines to be able to get started, customize a payment plan for you. All those things will work with us. So don't forget, you can follow us on our social platforms, and all of that is available at the top right of our page, creditsuite.com. And Horace says, are you check my business credit and review it? We can help you get your business credit reports. Absolutely. And we will. I can't do that right now on this live because we're getting ready to wrap up. But if you give us a call at 877-600-2487, here's our number, then we will get those credit reports for you at no cost through the reporting agencies. We'll get you set up at no cost, and then you can have access, and we'll do a review and give you tips and tactics to improve your business credit, Horace. So thanks for tuning in. We're going to go ahead and wrap up. Look forward to our next training. We talk about more cool ways to get money to start and grow your business. And don't forget to give us a call for your free consult and talk to us more about working with us direct so we can help shave years off the business credit building process. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. Oh, and Horace says, I'm signed up. All right. I appreciate it, Horace. Give us a call if you say what you said. Are you going to check my business credit? Yeah, we can do that. Just contact your advisors. Our advisors will help you access those reports and go through those with you. If you're already a client, just log into Suite Login. Go to contact us up at the top right. You can chat with us through your system. You can also give us a call from a special phone number in there and access a special email VIP address in there as well. All of that's right in your back office. So thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. Don't forget to give us a call for your free consult. And I look forward to working with you, helping expedite the process of building your business credit. Take care.